Beep, beep, beep. Hello, YouTubers. All right. We are good. All right. Oh, I think we're good behind me. Yeah. Oh, I can put my little, I do like my little lights on here, actually. One moment. I do like this on. Okay, Google, it's showtime. There. I do like my, oh, you can't even see my overhead lights. Never mind. Okay. I put the overhead lights on so you guys could see them because they look nice, but they're not even on, so it's okay. All right. TikTok, which I did not get ready in advance. Hang on. One moment. One moment. Oops. I'm knocking things all over the place. I think my mic, the mic does when it goes here, it hits the, not loving that. Hitting the camera a little. Is that going to work? I think that's going to work. I'm still adjusting things here. I think that's okay. I think it's okay. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, the microphone's not going to hit it now. It's not going to hit the table. All right. Good try. All right. TikTok. Let me get TikTok rolling. As I said, it's a little bit of a song and dance getting the show rolling for you guys. All right. Latest crisis. Good. Just see here. One moment. Oh, well. Sorry, guys. You know, I do like to get this relatively set up in advance, but not always. Not always. I think that works. I think that works. All right. Boom. All right. Let's go live. Let's see how it works. All right. Excuse me. TikTok. All right. TikTok. Mirror your images. Boom. All right. We are finally live for real. Woo-woo. Or well, finally live with everybody, I should say. All right. Oh, my God. Exactly. That's a good point, Select. Thank you for that. Anyway, welcome, TikTokers. All right, everybody. Discord and YouTube again. Hello. You were already here, but that's okay. Oh, man. And TikTokers, welcome. Join us. So, yeah, I've got, as I said, I've got a new, let's see. If I shake it, it's not bad. I've got a new little stand for my phone, which I'm using as a camera. I bought a couple off of Amazon because the other one broke. So it seems to be good. It kind of stands on its own, which is very interesting, actually. I mean, it's yet another big thing, which I hate on my table. But it's nice because it doesn't really vibrate like when I move the, if I lean on the table like right now, it doesn't really vibrate because it's a separate thing. So anyway, thank you for the gifts on TikTok. Hey, Bjorn in Sweden. So anyway, hello guys. How are we doing today? Today's Friday. That's true. Woo woo. Friday. Woo woo. Yeah, it should be. Well, because I'm leaning on the table now, but it's not going to move because it's standing on its own. Like it's a freestanding tripod for the camera now, which is not a terrible idea. For you guys, it might still move if I shake the table a little because you're my iPad. But oh, your son almost won an award for his art show. Very nice. Raining in DC. On the contrary, it is sunny. It's going to rain like for the next week, which will be lovely because my dog freaks out when it rains. Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Carol. You know, absolutely freaks out when it rains. So what do you do? It was hinting that it might rain today. And the dog was like, she's like a little walking weatherman. It's kind of scary, or weather girl, weather girl. Like just out of control. She can always tell when it's going to rain. And it loved because the clouds were coming in. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Somehow, I know, Kim, I don't know what it is. Somehow they smell, they can sense the pressure. They can smell it. But like an hour before it's going to rain, my dog flips out. And I literally will send a picture to the neighbors and be, watch. Half an hour later, starts to drizzle. Yeah, they're crazy that way. I don't know what it is. Yes, exactly. So anyway, so welcome, guys. I'm trying to think. I mean, we'll start with the news in a second, but oh, I know what I'll tell you. That's right. Tomorrow we've got our coffee talk show. So that's the show I do every Saturday morning for paid monthly subscribers. Tomorrow's everybody who's a paid monthly subscriber. That's 11 a.m. Eastern Time, US. You are a paid monthly subscriber on TikTok. If you have thank you, Big Hawk. If you've got SNN next to your name, on Discord, if your name is a color other than white, like Dave's, for example, and on YouTube, if your name is green, the blue are the mods, and YouTube will not let me let the mods in on YouTube, but it will let me let the mods in on Discord and TikTok, just not YouTube. So I can't help it. And then Sunday is our VIP supporters, the folks who donate $24.99 a month or more, or subscription, I should say. That's usually a very small crowd, but nonetheless, we'll hang out with you guys Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. Anyway, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Joy. All right, guys. So I'm ready to get rolling here. As always, we start with the news from Washington, D.C., where I am. Then we move on to the news from Ukraine. Interesting. TikTok's looking a little mellower. TikTok, I can never figure out what's going on. Like TikTok today is clearly squelching the broadcast because we don't have that many people. Like you never know with TikTok what what games the algorithm is playing. You know what I mean? It's playing a little bit of a game. I have to start criticizing Donald Trump, which I will, because he is not just actually. Let's start with the first story. We'll see if this gets us people. I have to say, I don't understand how Donald Trump gets away with what he gets away with. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Running. If a Democrat tried to gut America's intelligence agencies, Democrats would be accused of treason. They'd be accused of not caring about America. Thank you, Dave. About hating the troops, hating the country, loving our enemies, being communists, this kind of crap, right? Donald Trump is planning on gutting, the story out of the Washington Post an hour ago, Donald Trump is planning on gutting the U.S. intelligence agencies, the CIA, the NSA in particular, gutting them, getting rid of people left and right. Because, it's not like it's a dangerous world out there. We don't have terrorism to fight anymore. Russia doesn't invade other countries. China, biggest pacifist country there is out there, China, right? Who worries about China? China's not going to invade anybody. They love us. They love everybody. So Trump is now gutting the CIA and the NSA. The CIA, you all know, NSA is our electronic eavesdropping agency. CIA is human spies, more or less. NSA is electronic spies. So it's spy satellites. It's electronic eavesdropping, like spying by listening into communications and things. He's gutting both of them. Gutting frickin' both of them. Let me read a little more from the Washington Post. Trump administration is planning significant personnel cuts at the CIA and other major U.S. spy units, downsizing the government's most sensitive national security agencies. The administration recently informed lawmakers it intends to reduce the CIA's workforce by about 1,200 personnel and cut thousands more from other parts of the U.S. intelligence agency. Guys, again, this only makes sense if you work for China, if you work for Russia. If you work for America's enemies, then it makes total sense that you'd say, we don't need the CIA anymore. We don't need the NSA anymore. Not anymore, but that we can gut them. The only way that makes sense is if you were working for our enemies, they would say that, right? This, and again, for Democrats, I swear to God, like they need to learn how to message. Imagine a Democrat coming in with Russia at war in Europe, terrorism, Iran, the Iran nuclear threat, terrorism in Europe, in Asia, in Middle East, but also the Iran nuclear threat, right? Iran's like about to get nukes. China, the ongoing threat from China, which is ever present, and especially in Taiwan. We are looking at going to war with China in the next 4 to 8 years, potentially over Taiwan. And we're going to gut our intelligence agencies right now? Is he insane? I really don't understand this. It boggles my mind how Trump can get away with this. It boggles my mind. And I do fault Democrats to a degree. Democrats should be on TV and in public demanding accountability and saying this is treasonous behavior. They should be calling it that. They should be accusing him of working, frankly, for somebody else if he's in fact wanting to gut our intelligence agencies. And they should be accusing the Republicans of being weak on defense. They should use every argument that has been used by Republicans against Democrats. They should call Republicans weak on defense. The Republicans call Democrats communists. The Democrats should call the Republicans communists now and socialists and say, you work for they should use the exact same arguments against them that the Democrats get used against them. I just thank you, Mario, for the gift. John Piper, you got the gift the Mario donated. So join us tomorrow morning if you're around, 11 a.m. I really do like this. It upsets me a lot because it's the destruction of my country. It's the danger to the world in terms of weakening America's national defense. Oh, good. Now we have the Palestinian trolls coming. That's nice. Yeah, Ahmed, fat chance you're coming on. The Palestinian trolls are coming and trying to go live with me in the middle of the broadcast because they're incredibly rude. You guys don't get to see it. I get it. They're probably doing this in other shows as well, but they do it on my show all the time. And they just butt in and try to come live with me. And it's this big thing that comes on my screen with some Palestinian trying to go live. It's the rudest freaking thing. It's the rudest freaking thing. It really is, though. I mean, I've told you, and it's only them. Nobody else does it. It's only them. Lovely people. Anyway, great way to win hearts and minds, guys. You're really winning hearts and minds. So anyway, let's move on from that. Trump is committing more crimes today. He literally committed a crime today. I mean, he commits a lot of crimes, it seems. Thank you, adventurers. Thank you, Larissa. Thank you, Catherine. Today, Trump came out and said that the Internal Revenue Service is going to take away Harvard's tax-exempt status, Harvard University. Thank you, James. Thank you, Mushu. That's a crime. Literally under federal law, the president cannot get involved with the Internal Revenue Service, which is our tax agency. He cannot get involved. He cannot order them to investigate. He cannot order them to reach a conclusion. And he said today that he is taking away Harvard's tax-exempt status. That is a felony, what he did today. Trump did. Nobody cares. I mean, we care. Of course we care, right? It's something they do in dictatorships. It's something they do in authoritarian fascist governments. Again, it's something the communists and the fascists would both do. Doesn't matter left or right. It's something you would see in Europe in the 1930s, in Italy and Germany, Spain a little bit later. This kind of attacks on education, attacks on lawyers, law firms, educational institutions, independence of the economy, right? Everything. It boggles my mind, absolutely boggles my mind. But yeah, Trump wrote today, we are going to be taking away Harvard's tax-exempt status. It's what they deserve. That's literally a felony, what he just did there. Saying that publicly was a felony from Trump. He's ordering his agencies to take away the tax-exempt status. That is a felony. I mean, I just don't know, guys. And of course, our Supreme Court said it's okay. Think Adventures, our Supreme Court, think Doughboy, pretty much said that as long as Trump commits these felonies as part of his official job, it's okay. That's more or less what they said. Meaning, if he gets pissed at the lady bringing him his Diet Coke and kills her, that's not part of his official job, right? But if as part of his official job, he targets Harvard University, because he's doing it as part of his job, and he breaks the law doing it, then he can get away with it. Annie asks, can Trump pardon himself at the end of the reign of terror? We don't know to a degree. Thank you, Smurf. Thank you, JPT. Legal scholars believe that a president cannot pardon themselves. Thank you, Mario. It's never been tested. Trump may try it. The question then becomes, would a conservative Supreme Court allow him to do it? I'm not convinced a conservative Supreme Court would allow Trump to do that, but at the so I don't know. We don't know. The bigger concern is, thank you, JPT. The bigger concern is that the Supreme Court already said pretty much, I mean, I'm summarizing, but pretty much anything Trump does as part of his job as president, even committing crimes, he's exempt. Because the idea is, I mean, the principle is not a bad principle, meaning you don't want the president to be looking over his shoulder at everything he does if he's making presidential decisions. If he's not, like I said, killing the woman who got him the Diet Coke because she got him the wrong Coke, that would not be right, right? But if he's working on the Middle East, or he's working on Russia, or he's working on inflation, and he commits a crime, the Supreme Court basically said, well, that's part of his job as president. He screwed up, but you can't sue him or you can't go after him on all these little things. That's Congress's job to do with impeachment. But the problem is, as we're seeing, he's blatantly breaking. It is not, and I would argue too that the Supreme Court, it would have been complicated, but they shouldn't have said anything Trump does, as long as he's doing it as president, it's crime, it's okay. They should have said that it should have gone to how egregious the crime is, how blatant the crime is, how reasonable the crime is. For example, you could say, he did something and he just didn't fully realize it was a crime. He knows it's a crime when he directs the Internal Revenue Service to go after his political enemies. Like, every American knows that's against the law. Quite literally. Like, we all know that's against the law. We all know that's not allowed. They should have made some kind of rule that gets to the sort of the reasonableness of the president's decision, right? That the president reasonably made a decision and didn't realize it was against the law. But this is not a reasonable decision. Just like, for example, Trump violating the court order and shipping that guy to El Salvador, which was a felony committed by Trump, and then ignoring the Supreme Court order to help get the guy back. That's another felony committed by Trump and his people. That is not a, oops, I didn't know. Every American knows, everybody in the world knows, if you ignore a court and violate its order, you're going to jail, right? That's just a given. That this is not and I just think that's what the rule should have been from the Supreme Court. They should have said, it would, like, if it's a subtle violation of law, maybe. If it's a glaring violation of law and you should have known better, then you get held accountable. Just unbelievable here. It's not a great news day, I will say, by the way. Thank you, Karis. Thank you, Angel, for the gift. It is not a great news day, so just be aware. Britain, bad elections in Britain. The Nouveau Fascist Party won a lot of seats in the local municipal elections. These are basically, from what I understand, elections for city councils and things like that. But it still is a good bellwether of where the country's going, nationally. And the Neo-Fascist Party, the Reform Party, won in Britain pretty well. Actually, the Washington Post. Reform UK, Britain's upstart anti-immigration party, celebrated breakthrough wins Friday as votes were tallied in local elections held a day earlier. The early results were a sign that the populist politics roiling much of Europe and the United States are gaining traction in the UK, posing a challenge to the two-party dominance of the Conservative and Labour parties. With results in most races still being tabulated, Reform made sweeping gains in county and town council contests, captured its first mayoral seat, and flipped by just 6 votes an open parliamentary seat held by Labour. It's bad. This is bad. It's, I don't know. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, Goldman Sachs. So speaking of fascism, Goldman Sachs removed the word black from its black outreach program. They were kowtowing to Trump. Thank you, Tiger. They removed the word black from their website program dealing with black people, black outreach. They removed the word black because Donald Trump didn't like it. This is, Goldman Sachs, like, what are they, investment bank? Like, I mean, this is insane. This is, again, literally fascism. It is literally the government getting involved in the private market and scaring businesses. I forgot what were they calling it? Well, we talked about this the other day. Timothy Snyder called this. It's not obeying in advance. It's what's the phrase I'm looking for? Like caving in advance, which basically means, as one of you will tell me, you know what I'm talking about. We talked about this the other day. We're basically, before they even ordering you, you capitulate. Basically, it's capitulate. It's complying in advance. I think that's what it is. Exactly. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Solek and BB. Complying in advance. It's basically that you capitulate before they even come after you. And Goldman Sachs is basically capitulating before Trump even comes after them. Let me read this to you. Goldman Sachs is retooling its biggest diversity program to remove references to race. The Wall Street giant 4 years ago launched its 1 Million Black Women program, a multi-billion-dollar commitment to invest in black women. In recent weeks, the bank removed mentions of black from the program's homepage without changing its name. An educational program for black business women was also recently scrubbed of references to race. So it's an educational program for black business women, but they've removed black people from the program. They no longer mention black people in a program specifically for black people. I mean, it's also kind of the craziness of this, right? this is great. Listen to what they did too, as if Trump's going to find this better. Goldman's website now just says its Black in Business program helps entrepreneurs stay in the black, which is a reference to being profitable. So they're saying they're even trying to hide that it's a racial program. It's their Black in Business program. But what they mean is staying in the black versus staying in the red. Staying in the red means you're losing money. Staying in the black in business terms means you're making money. So they're using the pun to not quite say black. Yeah. And they also use black as a small b to make it clear that they're not talking about black people. I mean, it's, again, compliance in advance. It's capitulation to fascism. You know? I mean, it is absolutely capitulation to fascism. It boggles my mind. Absolutely boggles my mind. Yeah. And that person needs to be banned, by the way, not just me. I didn't see Big Hawk. That person needs to be banned as well. Not just muted. Yep. Lovely. Lovely. Man, oh man, oh man. You know, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, I love the sort of the argument. I love people who try to pretend like, oh, these programs aren't necessary. Yeah, because America loves black people. There's no discrimination. Black people are not left out of the workforce, housing, banking. No. Right? No problem. Right? I mean, there's a reason there's outreach, because these people have been discriminated against. It's okay to outreach. I'm not necessarily a fan of affirmative action necessarily, but outreach to them, sure. By the way, women in business, I've got a news flash for you. There aren't enough women in business. Business still discriminates against women. Big surprise. And they still discriminate against black people, frankly, and gays and Latinos and everybody else too. I mean, it's still a bunch of white guys. More women, which is good. More women, but it still discriminates a lot. That's why you try. That's the thing. It basically, the bottom line is, and I think you should hire people based on merit. Absolutely. I think when you only hire white men, unless the job is being like a uber soldier who's 300 pounds and muscles, I could imagine hiring, not a white guy, but a guy. Like some jobs I could imagine hiring a guy. But when you're only hiring white guys for jobs, like in finance or wherever, you kind of have to scratch your head and go, really? There's no women who know finance? There's no black people who know finance? Latinos, Asians, gays? I mean, really? It just, that's the problem. And that's the problem. And that's where I think Republicans go too far, because they're not even willing to acknowledge that if there's no outreach at all, if clearly these people are underrepresented in your workforce and they're clearly qualified people, then something's going on, and maybe you should at least reach out. And by the way, reaching out doesn't mean just hire them, but reach out means make sure you interview them, make sure you let them know about the jobs, right? Make sure you go to black colleges in addition to white colleges for career day, not just black. I mean, everybody, right? All sorts of minorities and stuff. I don't believe in only hiring. I had this, by the way, interesting counter story. I went for a job interview at the Library of Congress once, Congressional Research Service, back in 1989 when I was graduating grad school. And they literally told me at the time they weren't going to hire me because I was white. And they actually told me, and I couldn't believe in a job interview somebody told me this. Blew my mind. So, I mean, this stuff happens and it's a little creepy. He literally said, you're amazing. I wish we could hire you. I'm going to be honest with you. There's no way you will get this job. And I went, what? What are you talking about? He goes, you're white. I said, excuse me? He goes, yeah, we're not hiring white people. And I went, excuse me? Library of frickin' Congress, 1989. That's pretty bad. Being told that in a job interview is pretty bad, right? So but again, but having said that, they were overreacting in what they were doing. That does not prove that there isn't a problem with minorities getting represented in a workplace, right? It doesn't prove that minorities are being treated fairly. I was being treated unfairly. This was the interviewer for the Library of Congress. I was being treated unfairly, but it's not proof that a problem doesn't exist for minorities, and maybe they needed to be doing more outreach for minorities and stuff. But damn, I probably could have sued actually, because it's a U.S. government. It's U.S. government, and they actually, you're right. What he said to me was illegal. I mean, again, now what do you do, right? And I don't know if I felt like being the poster child, you know. Yeah, cantaloupe. No, I'm sorry, but that's creepy. That's creepy. Cantaloupe saying I'm black and we're told that every day, get over it. Actually, what I would say is no one should be told that. And if you're told that, you go and sue. And everybody should go and sue, because nobody should come and tell you that you, and by the way, I seriously doubt anybody has the balls to say that to your face nowadays, to be honest. Doesn't mean they don't hire you, but that does not happen every day, because there would be massive lawsuits and you would win if that happened every day. So it does not happen every day. No. But the discrimination is still there, but the discrimination is much more subtle. It's much more subtle. I was just going to say, I have a very hard time believing every day if somebody were that obvious, that business would be shut down and you'd have a lot of money. That's what I mean. Like, this was amazing hearing somebody tell me directly, like, you're white, we're not going to hire you. I was like, holy shit. But again, at the time I was like, I was sympathetic to minorities getting excluded. And I was like, all right, what am I going to do? But kind of weird though. Kind of weird, Anyway. All right. Let's move on with Ukraine. A little bit of Ukraine news. Thank you, Marsha. Thank you, Jay Shea. And then we'll move on from there. It is day 1162 of Vladimir Putin's special 3-day military operation in Ukraine. This was interesting. So this isn't necessarily a big news yet. Thank you, Pingu. Thank you, Chris. I'm telling you, TikTok is being a little slow today. We're not getting I don't know, maybe mods know if the trolls are being here, but we're definitely not getting the turnout today on TikTok. I think they're not letting people know. You're right about that. But Bloomberg has a story out that Trump officials have prepared a set of options for Donald Trump to increase economic pressure on Russia if he does not come along and negotiate with Ukraine. The problem is, just because Trump officials are preparing the economic options, thank you, Shelby, does not mean Trump is planning on using them, right? So I'm not convinced that that's going to make a difference, to be honest. I'm not convinced. Do keep the gifts coming, guys, by the way. I didn't make my gift pitch, but I do this for a living. I do it full time. Your gifts pay the bills, so keep them coming. Become subscribers, too. If you become a subscriber, you can join our weekend show and just have my eternal gratitude as well. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, PTX. Thank you, Marsha. We had 2 presidents in 1989. Chaz. We had Ronald Reagan and George Bush, depending when in 1989. Sorry, she was asking who we had as president in 1989. Depends what month. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Running. Thank you, JP. Oh, there's my octopus again from this time from Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate that. So that's the first story. The Trump people are preparing sanctions for Putin, but let's see if Trump himself is going to do that, right? Please. This was interesting, however. Listen to this, though. Listen to this. The U.S. Air Force has transferred decommissioned F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine to supply spare parts for aircraft already donated by European partners. That's actually not a small thing. The Trump administration okayed sending spare parts for F-16s to Ukraine so they could keep their F-16s running. That's a good thing. I'm a little surprised. It's good news. It's I'm kind of thinking, and they just announced they're willing to do a 50 million, which isn't very much, but it's something, weapon sale to Ukraine. Trump is getting fed up with Putin. And the question is, how much good stuff is he going to do in response to this? And I'm not sure about that. That's the thing. But these are at least some initial steps. This is the bad news. Listen to this quote. This was from State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce, who's crazy, on May 1st. The United States, thank you. Who's that? Smurf, thank you. The United States remains committed to supporting peace efforts in Ukraine, but will scale back its direct role as mediator. Donald Trump knows that there is another part of the world, a whole globe that needs attention. We are not going to fly around the world at the drop of a hat to mediate things in Ukraine that is now between the two parties. And now is the time that they need to present and develop concrete ideas. So let me put a finer point on this. a day after Vladimir Putin's spokesperson said, we're not negotiating with Donald Trump. He should stay out of this. We should be negotiating with Ukraine. America should stay out of this. The State Department spokesperson said, America's staying out of this. Those guys should be negotiating. We've got other stuff to do. Literally a day after Putin gave the orders that Trump should back out and butt out, the Trump State Department says he's butting out. He's butting out. Interesting. I'm sure there's no connection there. Ukraine's joint investment fund with the U.S., created under the Mineral Cooperation Agreement, could begin operating within months, but the overall mineral deal could take decades, Reuters says. Listen to this. The financial payoff from a new minerals deal between Ukraine and the U.S. is likely to take a decade or longer as investors face many hurdles getting new mines into production. And in the war-ravaged country, developing mines that produce strategically important minerals in countries with established mining sectors such as Canada and Australia can take 10 to 20 years. That's not good. Two more stories. Euroclear. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention. Oh, my God. Oh, I saw this story earlier. Totally forgot to mention. Thank you, Bash, for the gift. I've got to pull this up. One of the Arab countries, it's either the UAE or Bahrain, is going to be investing in they're going to be investing in something. I forgot what it was in the US, like $2 billion. And they're going to use Trump's cryptocurrency to do it. They're going to buy $2 billion worth of Trump's cryptocurrency in order to invest in the US. But by buying the $2 billion worth of cryptocurrency, it lets them put money in Donald Trump's pocket. Literally, they're bribing him. It literally is money in Trump's pocket as a private citizen. I mean, $2 billion that they're buying. He doesn't get all $2 billion, but he gets a large chunk of it. I mean, it is corruption of the highest order. Somebody want to Google it? I don't have it in front of me. I've got it here. I can look here. Hold on. The royalty's got to be pretty damn high, Doughboy. Hang on, let me see here which country, because I want to get the country right, because they need to be called out for this too. I'm telling you, all of these countries need to so get called out on this stuff. You know? Hang on here. Oh, this was yesterday's. Shoot. I've got to wait for my pictures didn't sync up yet. No. Come on, pictures, sync up. I don't have it in front of me. It wasn't Saudi Arabia. It's Dubai. It's Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain. It's one of those guys. I already told you. It's one of those guys. Let's see. Hopefully this comes up. Rock Nerd, are you saying you know it's UAE or you're guessing? I don't have it in front of me. Is it UAE? It was UAE or Bahrain. I thought it was UAE actually, but oh man. Isn't accepting bribes as president illegal? Yes, Hannah, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, my pictures are not syncing right now. Too bad. Oh, well, I'll leave this open. Hopefully it'll sync in a second. Anyway, and finally, this was good news, actually. Germany, speaking of fascist parties in Europe, Germany's domestic intelligence agency has officially classified the Alternative for Germany, AfD party, as a confirmed right-wing extremist organization. So that's a good thing. All right. That's it for the news today. I will adjust my screen so I can sit back a little bit here. Oops. Actually, that's going to be fun. Let me see, because I'm using this camera on top now. Oops. That's not too bad. I think. Yeah. Oh, actually, it went down too far. Oops. Oh, that's not too, actually, that camera, that adjusts decent. Okay, that's not terrible. That adjusts decently. All right. I did not get new glasses. These are reading glasses. These are my same old reading glasses. Yeah, it's not gonna. I hate when the iPad and iPhone does that, when it doesn't quite sync for some reason. Oops, there we go. I'm trying to get these so they're not touching each other. Evil camera, evil tripod. There we go. I think that's, I'm making a mess here, guys. Sorry. This is the new tripod. It's a little, that's good enough. Good enough. Yeah, it's just not syncing the photo, and it's kind of pissing me off. Today, 12 a.m. That means last night. Why is it? I don't understand when the iPhone and iPad does this. It's like when it synchronizes photos across, it just doesn't quite do it like it should. You know what I mean? You kind of have to sit and wait and hope it just eventually catches up. Anyway. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. There was confirmation today that Noreen just mentioned. Confirmation today that Trump is planning on having he's going to do I did, Misha. He's going to do the big parade. The big parade in Washington for his birthday. The big military parade like all good fascists do. You know? Very annoying. Very freaking annoying. They're going to rip up the streets in Washington, D.C. It's going to cost $100 million. He doesn't care. Again, he cares about saving money. He doesn't care about saving money. Obviously, he doesn't care about saving money. It's absolutely ridiculous. But that's what we are. Oh, well. Hey, at least you can spell your. I'll give you that correctly. Anyway. I would block that person too, Blue. I know I don't want to save too many blocks, but I would block that person as well. Protest at the parade will be huge, hopefully. Yes. Gold plate the bricks. Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, and there's my dryer going off. Our moderators are on point. They've had much experience. Much experience. Ukraine news. Teardra, you must be a little late. We just did Ukraine for the last 20 minutes. You just missed it. I do have a Samsung. That's the Samsung. Oh, no, that's the LG. That's not a Samsung. That's the LG music. I thought it was Samsung. It's LG, right? Yeah. He's renaming Veterans Day? No. Oh, no. He's not. What is he calling it? Victory in Japan Day or something? Or what the hell what's he calling it? ISW? I do like ISW. They're very good. Yep. Victory Day? I know everyone's got that LG. It's very funny. Everyone's like, oh, we know that song. World War I Day? I always forget. November 11th is World War I Day. I kept thinking, oh, no, is it not? Is November 11th it's for World War I? I always forget. I always thought it was victory in Europe. It's World War I. Okay. Yeah, because World War I we don't pay a lot of attention to here in the U.S., to be honest. America Day, Gulf of America Day. Oh my God. Oh, excuse me. Oh man. Remember staying in Canada? I know he cannot leave well enough alone. This is true. So November 11th was when World War I ended. Okay. All right. Oh man. Bone spur day. Well, that's true too, right? The guy who dodged the draft called our troops suckers and losers. Oh, I didn't see that. He has an easel with Gulf of America on it. Of course he does. Oh man. I don't know what they're going to parade. I'm sure he's going to have tanks or God knows what he's going to have. It's going to be a mess. I mean, it's going to be an absolute mess. Actually, you know what? It's not. I think you're right about the synchronization. It's not syncing because it's down to 15%. That probably is why. I'll bet you that's why. Yeah. It's doing the. That's got to be it. Oh well, I'll plug it in. Actually, I can plug it in. I can plug it in right here. Or can't I? Well. Actually, I can plug it in right. Oh, I can plug it in right here. There we go. Okay. Anyway, Armistice Day in 1954. What else? What is the parade? I don't remember. I'm guessing. What is his freaking birthday? He's doing it for his birthday. Oh, he's so gross. He's just so gross. The anniversary of the armed forces, June 14th. Okay. Right. You should not have respect for us, Jocelyn. You really, not anymore. You shouldn't. Exactly. Elect a felon, and this is what happens. Anyway, what else, guys? I'm not sure how you boycott the event. You can try. Man, I mean, I'm sure it'll be a nice military parade, which I'm fine with. I just think it's obscene. It's absolutely obscene. You know, dog is looking quite cute underneath. She's in the shade or in the sun, having a little dream. I think as we speak, you can tell she's breathing. She's breathing a little quicker. Oh man, what else? I guess I can push update. Why not? There, I'm updating my iPad. There we go. What else, guys? Exactly. You could have $2 though. $2 instead of 30. $2 instead of 30. The parade's going to be here. I mean, I'm probably going to go see it. I might as well go see it anyway. I mean, it's going to be here. I'm sure it'll be a nice parade. I don't object to a military parade, but I just, it's the reason he's doing it. He's going to do $100 million. The parade was supposed to cost $100 million. We're worrying about how many CIA agents can you get with $100 million? I mean, very upsetting. What is this doing? Oh, I see. Okay, it's doing its thing. Sorry. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What else, guys? Even you guys are being a little quiet tonight. The show has been very quiet this evening. Oh. Well, that's true. Aid for Ukraine would be nice. Jobs. It is it's definitely taxpayer money. Although knowing him, he'll get, private sector money and skim it off or something. God only knows. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, he's very screwy. Really, Street Rat. Oh, Street Rat saying for Christmas. In our family, we used to get one gift per person plus one from Santa. That's no fun. I mean, if you can't afford it, that's fine, but that's no fun otherwise. I'd be like, no way. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure. The thing is that I'm not sure. I may go to check out the parade. The problem is I'm not sure I want to give it publicity. So I'm not sure I want to be doing, oh my God, look at the cool military parade because of what it represents. It's a little creepy, So I have no recommendations for who to follow on Substack. I don't read people's Substacks very much. I just don't. TikTok, maybe. Weird. Doop. Very strange. All right. I was trying to update it wasn't letting me. All right. Oh, got this again? 7.6. What are you talking about? Oh, you're so annoying. Sorry, my iPad is being difficult. 2.76. I've got more than that. Got way more than that. What's wrong with you? Sorry, my iPod's being the iPad's like, we need 3.76 gigabytes of storage free to be able to install the update. Well, I've got 10 gigabytes free. I'm looking right at it. So what's the problem? 9 gigabytes free. This should not be an issue here. What's the problem, buckaroo? All right. Sorry. I'm like doing this as I talk to you. 1.25 gigabytes of storage is needed to install. Oh, because it's an even bigger update. Oh. Remove some apps to make storage and reinstall them when the update is complete. And that works for me. Okay. That's fine. That's really weird. Their updates are getting weirder and weirder, actually. Yeah, exactly. Good point, though, because that's ridiculous. Why these updates are all like huge, like you need 10 or 12 gigabytes. In this case, 10 gigabytes of free space wasn't enough. Like, why do you have an update that's 12 gigabytes? What's up with that? Very weird. Anyway. What else, guys? It's feeling very quiet today. Don't know about the container ports, Dr. G. There's a lot. Dr. G was asking about empty container ports. Part of the problem is there's a lot of online rumors, which people should stop reading. Trade is certainly slowing down because of the tariffs. Yes. But there was a lot of unsubstantiated stuff on social media saying, "Oh my God, all the ports are empty." That one I'm not convinced about. Yeah, exactly. Carol says 20 to 30% down. CNN was saying that's the number I was hearing, 20 to 30% exactly. Yeah, there wasn't much news to report today. No, on anything. The Ukraine stuff, the Trump stuff, not a ton. So sorry. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's still giving me the error message. Jesus Christ. Who knows? Who knows what the problem is? I mean, I don't necessarily care if it doesn't update my iPad, but I keep trying to update it and it keeps maybe 1.37 of storage is needed. The device will remove some apps to make storage. Okay. Are you actually doing that? Oh my God. This is very annoying. Very annoying. Oh, well. Anyway, less traffic in Seattle. I'm not surprised. Look at this iPad storage. What do we got here? Yeah, I don't think I've got like space to even update of this crazy ass stuff. Messages. Oh, messages does have a lot though. Yeah, there might be too much. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that was there. That shouldn't be in my messages. So I'm already looking at stuff that's in my messages. Oh, that's a good point. Well, I mean, there is a lot of stuff in my messages that doesn't need to be there. That is true. So I'm looking at stuff and deleting it. Well, from the messages at least. There we go. That's something at least. All right. Anyway, how can job numbers be up with Doge firing people? I'm not sure. The job numbers were decent today, which was good. I'm not quite sure why or what that's about, but they were, which is good, So, I mean, that was a good thing. But who knows? Oops, Matt, I'm like deleting my top people that we've shared. There we go. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so I was still making space on my iPad for the update. Any update on your stuff from your mom's? I mean, my brother-in-law's got it. He just needs to kind of measure it and get it to, it's like same problem. He just needs to measure it and get it to me. We're just not quite there yet. So hoping we get to that point, that bro-in-law actually sends it to me. We're hope springs eternal. So, what's the matter with you? All right. Okay, there we go. She got up for a second, was going like breathing heavy, and now she's fine. So, all right. Yep, here we go. Upping this update one more time. How annoying this update is. All right. It's with family, so exactly that makes it a much better thing. Well, this is the thing I don't know. Jason's asking where the job numbers come from. I worry overall. I have never worried before about trusting economic data from an administration. With this guy, I don't. I absolutely assume. I would absolutely assume the Trump people are going to pick their own partisan people to do the economic numbers and have them put them out. I mean, I'd be very curious about people who sort of know how the numbers work, whether there's any way they can lie about it. Again, you sort of come back to that issue of, would Donald Trump lie? Yes. Would Donald Trump put a partisan in there, a MAGA activist, to cook the numbers and make them sound better on jobs and the economy and everything else? Of course he would. But I'd be curious, like from somebody who knows the inside better, whether you just can't do that, like whether it's too hard to do that. You know what I mean? The other thing is, as Ned just noticed, Trump claimed today, he's just such a liar. Trump claimed today that gasoline prices in America are down to $1.98 a gallon. And everyone went, no, they're not. They're down to $3.18 a gallon, $3.19 a gallon on average for regular. They're not down to $1.98. He literally claimed $1. He said, yeah, gas prices are fixed. And the problem here isn't just that he's lying, which he is, but if Trump thinks gasoline prices are down to $1.98 a gallon, he's not going to fix them because they're already fixed if they're that cheap, right? Just like eggs. He claimed eggs dropped 98%. The price dropped 98%. That would mean eggs cost 41 cents a dozen. If eggs only cost 41 cents a dozen, then it's an economic miracle. He doesn't need to do anything about eggs, right? So if he's lying about inflation and claiming inflation's been solved, then he's not going to fix inflation. That's the problem. And that's where his lies make a big difference, because he's lying about stuff that suggests that he's not going to fix it because he's claiming it's already fixed, right? Very bad thing. But yes, I forgot I was going to mention that today. The egg, the gasoline price thing. I will say my egg prices did come down maybe 70 cents, I think. I was quite surprised. They were 520 or so, and they're down to 450. So that actually was good. I mean, that was good. That's 12% drop in a week. I mean, that's very good. It is good. But somebody else was mentioning, which is really scary, but well, I'm not even going to mention it. Anyway. Oh, excuse me. Always yawning. Oh, your egg prices are $2.79. Oh my God. Yeah, mine's down to $4.50. I don't know, Taco Jim, what's getting the egg prices down. I don't know. I don't know if the flu is abating. I mean, I would assume that's what's doing it, right? You'd assume. But I don't know. More vitamin B12? I don't know. Maybe. Ashley Parker, Michael Shear, they're good. What's the article about? Doughboy saying you got to read the article, Run the Country and the World in the Atlantic by Ashley Parker and Michael Shear, who are both very good. What's it about, though? Thank you, Chuck. Do keep the gifts coming, guys. I'll do another quick pitch for gifts, even though I know we're kind of slow tonight, so it's okay. Well, no, we did get some imports of eggs from other countries. Ironically, it looks like the tariffs hit them, which is very funny. But I don't think it was enough to make a difference, because apparently the quantity of thank you, Addie. Appreciate that. Thank you, Blue, for the rose too. PC, Angeline. We get so many eggs imported on a daily basis. Like Turkey was sending some eggs, but it was like a couple 100 million eggs, which we use in a day or something crazy. I'm trying to think. Hey, Google, how many eggs does America use in a typical day?
On the website ers.usda.gov.
Hey, Google, how many eggs does America use on a typical day?
On the website ers.usda.gov, they say, on a daily basis, Americans consumed an average of 0.8 ounces of eggs per day in 2012, compared to 2.0 ounces of chicken. The most consumed.
What the hell does that mean? Oh, hey, Google, quiet. 0.8 ounces? What the hell does that mean? That doesn't help. Hey, Google, how many number of eggs do we eat a day in America?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Freaking moron. Yep, not well per person. We could try that. Hey, Google, how many eggs per person do we eat in America on a daily basis?
279 eggs per. On the website facebook.com, they say Americans eat 95 million dozen eggs per year, which equals about 279 eggs per person per year.
279 eggs per person per year means 0.8 of an egg or so a day, which would be 280, 300 million eggs a day. 800 million, SP saying? Okay, you're all doing that again where you put numbers up that you get from all over the place. All right, a lot of you are saying 250, which sounds right, because from what that was saying, yeah, because we're 330 million population or so. So that would be my not 95 million a day. That would be 250 million a day. Discord. I don't know that I would check Discord. Why would I check Discord? But that sounds right. 256 million a day sounds right, just from what this other thing was. Well, because I don't care about Americans. I want to know how much the country uses a day. This is ticking me off. Hold on. How many eggs a day do we use in the United States across the board, comma, not just individual people, but restaurants, etc.? Oh, God. Now it's doing that weird thing that Apple devices do when the audio recording, like for Siri, just doesn't pick up audio. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Testing, testing. No, of course not. Oh, God. Oh my God. Oh, she is there. Okay, let's get. Oh my God, this is driving me crazy today. Google gave you 260 million a day. Try it again. How many eggs do we use in the United States on a daily basis, including private individuals, but also restaurants, etc.? What the hell was that? Okay, I just give up. I give up. I freaking give up. I freaking give up. Like, I mean, I just like it. I'm trying here, but as I said, the sound. How many eggs do we go through in America on a daily basis, comma, including people eating eggs, but also businesses using eggs like restaurants, etc.? That finally worked. Finally, holy cow. ChatGPT. I'm sure it's 250 million though. But I wanted to know restaurants too, though, because that got me suspicious. US consumes 250 million, right? 53 million a day. Right. But is that the daily consumption includes eggs beaten directly and those used as ingredients in various food products. Okay. 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 Yeah. So like turkey, I forgot whether turkey, they were giving us like 500 million eggs and it was enough for 2 days. So it was like, okay, that's nice, but I'm not sure it's, the biggest thing ever. So that was sort of the question. Okay. Now, oh my God, my iPad is rebooting. Oh, anyway. How many cartons of eggs? Well, you can figure that out. 280. Actually, that's a lot. 280 eggs a person a year? That's kind of a lot. Well, that would be 5 eggs a week or something. That's insane. Yeah, 280 divided by 50 is going to be 5 point something, 5.5 eggs a person. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 5.5 eggs a week? Then again, in various products, that's true. The eggs are in everything. That's an interesting question. You're right. I wasn't thinking of that. You're right, because I use eggs to cook. I've got 2 eggs in my bread, right? You've got eggs and other stuff you're eating. Actually, you're right about that. You're right about that, actually. You're right. A week, sure. Because the bread I make it and I eat it over a week. It's got 2 eggs. My Greek bread has 2 eggs in it. Other stuff, I eat bread. Oh, you're right. Bread could have eggs. American bread does. Cakes. Yeah, I guess that's true. Gunther's, a particular flavor of coffee went 90% on sale at your favorite store. You bought 61 bags. You got to be careful with coffee, though. I find coffee can kind of get old sometimes. That's the only thing. Maybe freeze it or something. I would recommend in plastic bags or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd be curious, like what egg is pastas and pasta. That's true. Yeah, you're right. It's funny when you put it that way. I keep thinking eating raw eggs, but when you put it that way, the egg thing kind of makes sense. Yeah, big money, exactly. 2 egg. I'm a 2 egg man. I can afford 2 eggs in my bread. Damn it, I'm Gumby. Damn it. Um, Very impressive. Up. But yeah, I don't eat pancakes that often. I like pancakes, but I mean, maybe once a month I have pancakes. Bacon and eggs for breakfast. They are good. I don't do, but you're right. If I make eggs for breakfast, I might make 2 or 3. Yes, that is true. I don't do that often directly. Oh, you bought a deep freezer. That's nice. I mean, I have a good freezer, but it's a small one just because didn't have room for anything bigger. I would love a big extra freezer, but my small one I got it years ago, pre-COVID. It's very nice. I so love having an extra freezer. Oh my God. Nicest thing ever. Oops. All right, that's kind of, oops. Sorry, getting in the way of my camera here. Annoying me here. All right, there we go. Sorry, it's kind of, the camera thing is getting a little, there we go, a little annoying. Little annoying. All right. Hello, dog. Looking pretty with the sun hitting her. Although my iPad's trying to update soon, so it may not let me. Oops, let me try. I want to get a little picture of the dog in the sun because I thought she looks particularly pretty in the sun where she is. If I can get it here. There we go. There we go. I just thought, because she's underneath, but I thought she looked very pretty. You guys can see at least sitting in the sun. Kind of hard. It might be a little hard for you to tell, but you get the idea. It's very pretty. Very pretty. Anyway. Oh, still trying to update my iPad. It's taking forever. You vacuum sealed 50 pounds of flour? Yeah, but flour, I bake. I mean, I can't put 50 pounds of flour anywhere, but I could see to go to Costco and just buy a big thing of flour. That'd be nice. You know? That'd be very nice. Whistleblower that called out Doge. I am not up on him. No, not at all. But I will try to look. Yeah, deviled eggs are very good. I love deviled eggs. I really do. You never eat them. I mean, they're kind of made it. It's kind of, I think, is it an American thing? I think it is an American thing. I remember seeing like two British guys, Scottish, whatever they were. And they were trying American deviled eggs. And it was very funny because they were kind of like, they were unsure. They were kind of like, okay, we're not sure what this is. And it was a TikTok or something. And the two of them were trying that. And they were like, oh my, oh, these are really good. You know, South American Scotch eggs. Are Scotch eggs like deviled eggs? Stuffed eggs? These guys had never had them. It was very funny. I did give Callum my lemonade recipe, by the way. He's going to make it since people were saying the Brits don't drink lemonade. So he's going to try it out. Yeah, Scotch eggs. I don't recall what Scotch eggs are. They're not the hard-boiled ones you marinate in something, are they? Oh, encased in sausage. Oh, yeah, those are good. Those are good. I've had those. Yep. I remember that. Yep. All that sausage stuff was good in the UK, like those sausage bread things we used to get from Marks and Spencer to eat on the train and stuff. Love those. Like kind of fatty and everything, but they are good. You know, just like good. I can still remember the flavor of the bread. Oh, very nice. Sausage rolls, exactly. But the bread was kind of a little bit of almost a puff pastry bread or something. Very nice. Sausage rolls, yeah. They were good. Yeah. Thank you, Gothic, for the gift. Very nice. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't eat sausage a lot, but I do like it. Yes. Just like bacon. I have bacon in the freezer. I use it to supplement my cooking occasionally, but I rarely use it. I would love bacon every day, but I can't, there's no way I'm going to kill myself eating bacon. It is pastry. I was going to say, that's kind of what I think of it as being a puff pastry or something like that. From what I remembered at least. Yeah, that makes sense. Chorizo and eggs. Oh, excuse me. Oh, la, 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 la. That's a good way to go. Eating eggs. I mean, eating a sausage. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh man. Anyway, what else, guys? Otherwise, we can wrap up. Like I said, there wasn't much news today. So, bacon. I know bacon. Oh yeah, Lucani Copita. That's funny. I always forget that's a thing. I mean, I've had it, but I forget. I never knew it was called that, but it kind of makes sense. It's called that. There was a nice when I was living in New York in Astoria. It was nice. They had one of those Greek guys like in Greece where he like had a little skinny shop and had the window on the sidewalk, and you go and you order all the little Greek dishes like that, like the sausage and bread and I'm using the English words here, but the feta and bread, filo, all that kind of, oh my God, tiropita, all that stuff. Oh, it was so good. We did not talk about the ports, Diane, although that came up yesterday. A big pork pie with a boiled egg in the middle. I think that's what people were talking about. I don't recall. I may have had it. But this update is crazy on my iPad. It literally is still like slowly preparing the update. Jesus. I think because it's just so damn big. There's no reason for it to be this big. It's crazy. Wow. Oh, well. Anyway, guys. All right. I think we're going to call it quits since things are going very slowly here. Algo lemon is quite good. I think New York Times actually had a recipe for algo lemon soup with gnocchi in it, which was kind of funny. So I thought that was kind of cute. Anyway, all right, guys, it's Friday. Let's go. Tomorrow we've got tomorrow's show. Remember, for the paid monthly subscribers. So everybody, 11 a.m. if you're a monthly subscriber, 11 a.m. on TikTok, 11 a.m. on Discord and YouTube. And then Sunday for the VIP subscribers, the $24.99 and up, folks, which is only a handful of you. Sunday at 11 a.m. If none of you show up, then I'm moving on. But if you do show up, I will be hanging out. Some of the mods will be there as always. So join us. It's a very comfortable kind of hangout, but be nice to see you all. All right. Otherwise, I think we should call it quits, and I will see some of you this weekend and the rest of you on Monday. All right. Thank you for the gifts. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you, mods, as always. Oop, now I'm moving the camera. It says I've got the camera in the way of my mic there. And I will see you all on Monday. Otherwise, all right. Have a good night. Discord. Get you first. All right. Goodbye, Discord. Oop, where we go? There we go. Oop, I'm opening Steam. That's not what I wanted to open. I'm hitting the wrong button and opening more apps. No. There we go. Quietly. Just disconnect and end. There we go. All right. Discord's down. Now let's get YouTube. Bye-bye. And TikTok, you're next.